Welcome back to Educator.com's English Grammar course. This lesson is on articles. Let's get started. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a review. If you've grown up speaking English, you've used articles all your life. But if you're learning English as a second or more language, then articles can be a little bit confusing. So we're going to go into detail so you know exactly how and when to use them. So we're going to start by asking, what is an article? We're going to look at the indefinite articles, a and an, and when to use them, something even native speakers get mixed up. And we're going to look at our one and only definite article, the, and how to use it for count and non-count nouns, how to use it for geography, and finally, we're going to do an in-depth study of when to use articles. All right, what is an article? An article is a specialized kind of adjective that only modifies nouns. Now remember, adjectives can modify nouns or pronouns, but articles are specialized, they only do nouns. They're indefinite articles, a and an, refer to non-specific, non-particular nouns. A dog, a book, any old dog, any old book, just one of them, you know? A definite article, the is the only definite article in English, refers to a specific, particular noun. The dog, the book. We mean a particular one. So, let's look at how it changes the meaning of the sentence. Let's read a book. Any book will do. How about this book? Let's read the book. That implies that there's only one book that you could possibly be talking about. I mean, the book. I want to see a movie. Any movie will do. I want to see the most popular movie of the year. Well, there can only be one of those, so you use the. All right, let's look at the indefinite articles, a and an. A and an are used to refer to a non-specific item or a member of a group. Pass me a hammer. Any hammer will do. This has been an interesting day. May not be the only one, but it's certainly been one. I am a vegetarian. I'm a member of that group. A is used when the next sound after the article is a consonant sound. An is used when the next sound after the article is a vowel sound. Now, this can be a little bit confusing because normally we look at how the words are spelled, and if it starts with a consonant, we put a there. If it starts with a vowel, we put an there. Unfortunately, that doesn't actually help as much as you'd think. I planted a peach tree. Well, starts with a consonant sound, p, a peach tree. So we use a. I planted an apple tree. Starts with a vowel sound, an apple tree. Basically, this is to avoid having that funny glottal stop noise where we go, I planted a apple tree. That sounds like you're choking. It freaks people out, so we don't do it. An apple tree. Put the N in there to make it nice and smooth. Now, remember, the choice between a and an is all about the next sound you will pronounce, no matter what the next letter is. Ignore the letter. Listen to the sound. Use a for a singular noun beginning with a consonant. She wants a puppy for Christmas. Easy. A peach tree, a puppy. Use a for a singular noun beginning with a consonant sound. So, Germany is a European country. Well, European starts with an E, which is a vowel, but it sounds with a y sound, which is a consonant sound. It's the Y as consonant sound. So, a European country. An European country just sounds strange. Use an for a singular noun beginning with a vowel. I saw an eagle perched in a tree. Nice and smooth. For acronyms, go by the sound. So, a USC football player. USC starts with a y sound, so a USC player. An FBI agent. F is a consonant, but when we say it as a letter, we say F, and it starts with that noise, so an FBI agent. Nice and smooth. A BFF. But an SCA event. When we say B, we start with the B sound. When we say S, we start with the E, so an SCA event. Okay. The letter H is where even native speakers of English get confused because the letter H can be silent, but not always. So, use a for a pronounced H and an for a silent H. So, a horse. When you talk about the thing with four legs that goes neigh, you say horse. You make the h sound, so a horse. An hour. The H is silent in hour. A historic event. You will hear people say an historic event or an historical fact. Some people do that. It's pretentious and it's generally wrong. Just say a historic event. If you're pronouncing the H, say the A. But an honorable man, because the H in honorable is silent. Okay, when the noun is preceded by an adjective, The first sound of the adjective determines which indefinite article you use. Once again, it's all about the sound that follows the article. So, an unusual an unusual problem. You would say a problem, but because you've got unusual there, it becomes an unusual problem. A long hour, a broken egg, an odd person. In each of these cases, it's the sound right after the article that determines which article you use. All right, now let's look at the definite article. English has exactly one definite article, and it's the. The is used to describe singular and plural nouns. Remember, a and an is only for singular. When the subject is specific or particular, when it's the only one of its kind or the only one that you could mean or something you can point at, basically. The branch that broke fell on me. Well, chances are in any given tree at any given time, there's only one branch that's going to break, so the branch that broke. I saw the monkeys at the zoo. There's only one zoo in town, and it's only got one group of monkeys, so the monkeys, the zoo. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. An Old English saying, and it's metaphorical, so the hand, one hand in this metaphor, that rocks the cradle, one cradle in this metaphor, rules the world. Only one world last time I checked. All right, count and non-count nouns. Do you use the for those or not? Well, first of all, what are count and non-count nouns? Count nouns are nouns you can count, like cat, book, or automobile. 1 cat, 2 cats, 3 cats. It's a count noun. You can make it plural. Non-count nouns are nouns that you can't count, like water, kindness, or difficulty. You don't say 1 water, 2 waters, unless you're actually talking about bottles of water, in which case it's an idiom and a separate issue. So, you use the can be used with count or noun-count nouns. You can also omit the entirely if you're using a non-count noun. If you're talking about a specific count noun, you have to use the, but if you're talking about a non-count noun, specificity is sort of limited, so you can sometimes leave the out. So I could say, I spilled the water on the floor. Well, there's only one floor, and it's a count noun, 1 floor, 2 floors, so you're always going to have the in front of there. The water could refer to some specific water, the water that I had in a pitcher a moment ago, but you could also say, I spilled water on the floor, just some substance water. There was water, I spilled it on the floor. All right. A and an can only be used with count nouns because, of course, those are the ones that can be singular and plural. I need a drink of water. Drink is a count noun. 1 drink, 2 drinks. I spilled water on a cat. Count noun. 1 cat, 2 cats. So you can use a and an with those. Okay, now here comes geography. Big, big question. When in geography do you use the? And there are a million rules that you will just have to memorize, but we're going to give you lots of examples. Do not use the before the names of most countries. Spain, China, Australia. You never say the Spain, the China, the Australia. You just don't do that. It sounds weird. There's only one Spain, there's only one China, there's only one Australia. You can't possibly need to distinguish them. Just don't say the. However, there are exceptions. The United States, the Vatican, the Dominican Republic, the Netherlands. And this is one of those that you're just going to have to memorize. The name of this country is the Netherlands. Okay. Do not use the before the names of cities, towns, or states. Beijing, Toronto, Bavaria. You don't say the Beijing. You just say Beijing. You also don't use it for the names of streets. Fifth Avenue, Hollywood Boulevard. Now, occasionally, you'll find a street that has a special long name that includes the, in which case, use the. But basically, if it's not on the sign, don't use it for a street. Do not use the before names of lakes and bays. Lake Superior, Botany Bay, they don't need an article. You don't need an article before the names of most mountains. Mount Everest, Mount Fuji. Don't need an article. However, there are exceptions for mountain ranges, whole groups of mountains. The Himalayas, the Rocky Mountains, those take an article. And some mountains, some very specific mountains, have special names that include the. The Matterhorn, a mountain in Switzerland. Basically, unless it has some special name where you always call the mountain the something, just call it Mount stuff. Okay, do not use the before the names of continents. Europe, Asia, South America. You just don't need it. You also don't use it before the names of islands. Kodiak, Okinawa, Easter Island. However, island chains, like mountain ranges, call for a definite article. The Aleutian Islands, the Florida Keys. Okay. Do use the before the names of rivers, oceans, and seas. The Nile, the Pacific, the Black Sea. Always, always, always. You can you can use it for groups of lakes, just as you did for mountain ranges and island chains. The Great Lakes. Lake Superior does not take an article, but the Great Lakes does. You also use the before points on the globe. The equator, the South Pole. All right. Do use the before geographical areas. The Middle East, the Pacific Rim. You also use the before the names of deserts, forests, gulfs, and peninsulas. So, the Kalahari, which is a desert in Africa, the Amazon rainforest, the Gulf of Mexico, the Korean Peninsula. All these features take a definite article. Okay, when do you use articles and when do you not? Most singular count nouns take an article of some kind. Many plural nouns don't need one unless you're referring to a specific group of something. So you would say, dogs chase cats. You don't need an article. You're just talking about general dogs. But the dogs next door always chase my cat. Well, now you're referring to a specific group of dogs, so you take an article. However, some singular nouns do not take articles. These include languages and nationalities. So, Spanish, I speak Spanish. You wouldn't say, I speak the Spanish. You say, I speak Spanish. I speak Russian. I speak Chinese. However, there is an exception even to this. I know, we're just full of exceptions. If you're describing the entire population of a country, if you're referring to the people as a whole, the nationality does take an article. The Spanish conquered Mexico. There you're talking about the population, the group of people out of that country, so it becomes the Spanish. Spanish is a language, the Spanish is a group of people. Okay, some singular nouns don't take articles. These include the names of sports: baseball, football, and tennis. You don't say, I love the baseball. Then you'd be talking about the actual physical ball that you use to play the game. You say, I love baseball, the sport. Names of academic subjects also do not take articles. Mathematics, biology, history. You don't say, I love the biology, or the biology is my favorite subject. No, it's just biology. It's a non-count noun. It's a substance like water. Okay. A noun that does not take an article may need one when used as an adjective, depending on what noun it modifies. So, we may not say, I love the tennis, but we could say, I love the tennis racket. Presumably that tennis racket right over there. The mathematics test, the Chinese coin, a Chicago hot dog, an Australian welcome. In each of these cases, you would use an article because what you're really modifying is racket, test, coin, hot dog, which is a kind of food, and welcome. All right, let's do some practice to see if we can figure out which of these use articles, and if so, which ones. I want to see a and the, or no article, real giraffe. A and the, no article. Only problem with being a and the, no article, good cook is that you eat too much. This year we will travel to a and the, question mark, Japan. There's a and the, no article, bear in my tent. There's a and the, no article, angry bear in my tent. There's a hint for you. Only one thing changed in that sentence, and it did change the answer. Take a good look. Pause the video if you need to. I want to see a real giraffe. Singular count noun. Any giraffe will do, so a real giraffe. The only problem, your keyword here was only. There's only one of these things, so we were going to want the definite article the to modify problem. The only problem with being a good cook, well, there's presumably more than one good cook in the world, so any good cook would have this problem, is that you eat too much. This year we will travel to Japan. Well, it's the name of a country. It doesn't take an article. That was one of the exceptions we went over. There's a bear in my tent. It could be any bear. I don't know if it's any specific bear. It's just a bear. But there's an angry bear in my tent. Bear starts with the b sound. Angry starts with the a sound. So, an angry bear, a bear. All right. See if you can find the correct articles, if any, for these sentences. Have you visited a and the, no article, Great Lakes? George is a and the FDA official. I'll have to send you a and the, no article, email about a and the, no article, problem. A and the quality of a and the mercy is not strained. I speak a and the, no article, Latin. Michael sells a and the, no article, fruits and vegetables. Take a good look. Pause the video if you need to. All right, have you visited the Great Lakes? Remember, the Great Lakes is a group of lakes, so like mountain ranges and island chains, it takes a definite article. George is an FDA official. He's a member of the group, FDA official, so he takes an indefinite article. He's just one of them. And we need to use an because when you say FDA, you start with the eh sound. So we start with a vowel sound, we use an. I'll have to send you an email, some email, any email will do, and it starts with an E sound, so an, about the problem, whatever problem we were just talking about, a specific problem. The quality of mercy, there's only one quality that we're talking about that's mercy, is not strained. Mercy does not take an article in this case because it is a non-count noun. I spilled water on the floor. I showed mercy to my friend. So, mercy, no article. I speak Latin. Latin is the name of a language, and not a group of people in this case because I say I speak it, so it doesn't take an article. Michael sells fruits and vegetables. Again, we have a plural noun, so we don't necessarily need an article in front of it. We don't say he sells the fruits and vegetables because that would imply he sells all the fruits and vegetables in the world. Any one person usually doesn't. So he sells fruits and vegetables. All right. Last round of practice. I met a and the, no article, Irish gentleman on the flight across a and the, no article, Atlantic Ocean. Robert loves to drink a and the, no article, milk. A and the, no article, French fries are bad for you. Isabel attends a and the, no article, university in Canada. Take a good look. Pause the video if you need to. And here we are. I met an Irish gentleman, presumably there's more than one gentleman in Ireland, on the flight across the Atlantic Ocean. It's the name of an ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, so it takes the definite article, the. Robert loves to drink milk. Well, milk is a non-count noun, so it doesn't have to have a definite article. And if he loves to drink it, we're probably talking about a habit, so we're probably not talking about any specific carton of milk. We're just saying milk is a substance, so no article. French fries are bad for you. Again, French fries, no article. We're just speaking generically. Dogs chase cats. French fries are bad for you. And Isabel attends a university in Canada. It's a, not an, because even though university starts with a U, when you pronounce it, it makes that y sound. That's a consonant sound, so you say a university. You don't say the university in Canada because there's more than one, presumably. And that's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching Educator.com.